Thank you very much, Larry. And now it's time for the final bout of the evening. Heavyweight belt holder John Ruiz against the tough, unpredictable Andrew Golota. Can either Ruiz or Golota make an effective case for themselves as the best in the division? We will all soon find out. Night of the Heavyweights is being brought to you by HBO Pay-Per-View, the best in pay-per-view entertainment, brought to you by HBO. Well, a last look at Lady Liberty, and now we bring you back to Madison Square Garden for the fourth of the four heavyweight fights that we're covering tonight. Just to recap, in the first fight, Larry Donald, an easy unanimous decision over the utterly faded Evander Holyfield. In the second fight, Hasim Rahman, in 3 rounds, savaged and annihilated New Zealand's Cali Meehan, making Meehan look considerably less effective than in his performance 69 days ago against Layman Brewster. After the third round, Meehan's trainer jumped into the ring and said no more. Rahman was beating him up too badly. A TKO win for The Rock in his best performance in 3 years. And then you just saw Chris Bird eking out a split decision against his close friend Jameel McCline, and Bird again retains by an extremely narrow margin his version of the heavyweight title, the IBF belt. Now we get ready to watch John Ruiz, who has proven about as difficult as anybody in the division to beat for other big heavyweights, against the ultra-talented and utterly enigmatic Andrew Golota. Roy Jones, when you wanted to fight a heavyweight and win a heavyweight title, you chose John Ruiz and you dominated it. Why has he been so difficult to beat for larger heavyweights in the division?
Well, he was difficult to beat for anybody, and I knew that. That's why many people wasn't trying to go down his street. After I beat him, they thought it was easy, so some of them started trying to walk that street. The reason they can't beat him is because they stay right in front of him too much. If you stay in front of John Ruiz, he's a very good standstill puncher. If he can get his feet and his legs into every punch, he gonna hurt you. He even dropped Holyfield, and you saw this guy beat Holyfield tonight, Larry Donald. He never almost dropped Holyfield, truthfully, but this dude, John Ruiz, can truly punch. They don't give him credit for the punching and the strong, massive power. He just keeps coming at you.
So
and
can
big guys
any
don't
big
like
heavyweight without your kind of movement solve this problem of Ruiz?
Yeah, some of them can. Tua proved that can be solved if you punch hard enough, but you better have your punches right when you come in there, because he's going to be ready for you.
All right. Meanwhile, his opponent has appeared at some times to be as gifted as almost anybody in the division, particularly in the 2 bad beatings of Riddick Bowe that both wound up being disqualification losses due to low blows. So Larry, after having bombed out due to knockout loss or quitting or disqualification in virtually every big fight up to this point, can Golota put together the kind of solid performance and maintain the attention span necessary to beat somebody like John Ruiz?
Andrew Golota?
Andrew Golota.
Here? In Madison Square Garden?
It is not July 11, 1996.
8 years after the crime, coming back, where's my hard hat? He himself admits he doesn't want to fight.
Hey, you didn't want a hard hat that night. Why should you have one tonight?
He himself admits he doesn't want to fight Ruiz. What's going to happen when Ruiz mugs him? Bite him in the shoulder? He's done that. Whack him in his privates? He's done that kind of a thing. Drop kick him into the seething crowd? He hasn't done that yet. But if it turns out to be the kind of fight that even the Marquess of Queensberry would approve of, maybe we just have to credit the fact that Golota took a couple of years off after his debacle against Mike Tyson. Hey, Costa Zoo did it. Trinidad did it. Took some time off, came back refreshed, and look what they did.
Absolutely. Who knows? Wonders never cease. Maybe Andrew Golota can become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. 2 very big men getting ready to go in against each other. Ruiz at age 32, 6'2", 23-inch arm length, 239. He's solid. He is rough. Golota, 36 years old, out of Gdansk, Poland. Rough background, 6'4", 25.5-inch arm length, 2.5-inch advantage from the armpit to the end of the fist over Ruiz. And he weighs 238. They're a pound apart. Rules of the bout with our official ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The John Ruiz, Andrew Golota fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules of the Association of Boxing Commissions. There is no 3 knockdown rule. The doctor or the referee can stop the fight. In case the cut is caused by an accidental headbutt, you go to the scorecards after 4 rounds have been completed, and you cannot be saved by the bell at any round, including the 12th and final round. Jim.
Here comes the man lovingly nicknamed the foul pole within our sport. He'll wear that name to his grave as the result of those 2 DQ losses to Riddick Bowe.
During his couple of years or more away from the sport, said he played tennis, did some skydiving, and as Tim McGraw would put it, Rocky Mountain climbing.
And he became a good alpine skier. Says that he skis nothing but double blacks. So, I mean, for a guy 240 to be skiing double blacks, look out. Disqualified against Bird. Or excuse me, draw against Bird. No contest against Tyson when he quit. Knocked out by Lennox Lewis in 1:17. The 2 DQs against Bowe, those are the bad moments. But within all of those fights except the Lewis fight, he had some good moments too. And he can jab and he can move. For a big man, he's exceptionally light on his feet, Roy.
Yeah, and he also has light, quick hands, and he also has good punching power with the quick hands. So he always had all the attributes that it takes to make a heavyweight champion, except when it came to the mental state of it.
And now here's a guy who was written off by many several years ago after the 19-second knockout loss to David Tua, but admirably resurrected his career, changed his style, and has moved much farther up in the ranks of heavyweight fighters than anyone would ever dream would be the case. He has a strong mind up to a point, Roy.
Yes, he has a very strong mind. Now, if you give him something that he can conquer, he will conquer it if it stays right there in front of him.
Combative, pugnacious manager Norman Stone has been like a battering ram for Ruiz throughout his career.
Well, he has hung in with him for a long time. To his credit, the good and the bad. You have to remember, in Ruiz's last fight against the Kendo, he averaged landing around 9 punches a round. The average being in 10 or 11 clinches in a round.
Right, 4 clinches than landed punches in that fight against Oquendo last December. Tonight's the night that John Ruiz has promised us, and manager Norman Stone has promised even more vociferously that he'll fight a more exciting style, that he'll be more entertaining, that he'll throw combinations, and that we will want to watch him. That'll be news. Three fights against Holyfield made John Ruiz's name. The loss to Roy Jones smudged it slightly, although of course he was in against greatness. Now let's go to Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, seated here in Madison Square Garden, courtesy of Don King Productions, are members of America's first line of defense who protect and serve the homeland every day here in New York City. The men and women of the police, firefighters, and rescue workers. Also here as special guest family members of those who were lost in the tragedy of 9/11. At this time, please salute them all with your applause. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we dedicate this event to all the men and women who are now serving in harm's way with the armed forces of the United States of America. In the ring at this time, the United States Marine Corps Color Guard from the 6th Communications Battalion, Brooklyn, New York, are here with the Color Guard, and they dedicate this following national anthem to a young man who will not be coming home from Iraq, Lance Corporal Jeffrey Lamb. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem to be performed by the singing pride of the United States Marine Corps, Lance Corporal Elizabeth Quinones.
stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, stand as that star-spangled banner yet waves. Oh, the land of the free, and the home of the
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Don King Productions presents 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Heavyweight Championship of the World. Presented in association with Madison Square Garden and Nemiroff. Sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission Chairman Ron Scott Stevens. Commissioner Jerome Becker. Executive Deputy Commissioner Hugo Spindola. Deputy Commissioner Bob Manji. WBA President Gilberto Mendoza. The three judges at ringside scoring this contest on the 10-point system will be Frank Lombardi, Oscar Perez, and Tom Schreck. And inside the ring, the man in charge of the action, your referee, Randy Newman. And now, for the thousands in attendance here in Madison Square Garden, New York City, USA, and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white with black, official weight, 238 pounds. Professional record, 38 victories, including 31 knockouts, with 4 defeats and 1 draw. From Chicago, Illinois, by way of Warsaw, Poland, the number 5 ranked challenger in the world, Andrew Golota. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black, official weight, 239 pounds. Professional record, 40 victories, including 28 knockouts, with 5 defeats and a draw. From Methuen, Massachusetts, representing his Puerto Rican American heritage, the 2-time champion and reigning, defending WBA heavyweight champion of the world, John, the Quiet Man, Ruiz.
Okay, gentlemen, we've gone over the rules.